what I want to do is, you see how that's not perfectly thin. It's pretty thin, but metal has 90-degree angles when it's cut like this. So what I want to do is make sure I've got the angle on one. So notice the difference between here, that, and then me angling it. See how I've got it angled down a little bit? Now watch. Ooh. See that difference? It's pretty awesome. So, some of these new ones are brand spanking new that were just delivered to me by Uberlabine. Now, when it's brand spanking new like this, and it's all black, you do have to make a couple strikes just to get that blackness off and expose the metals. You know, so when you get a new one in the mail, don't think that you're doing it improperly just yet. You probably are. No, just kidding. No, see, even me, I have to do this several times. Boop, now I got a spark. But see, I've taken that metal, that black coating off, and I've exposed the ferrocerium. You know, so now I'm able to get a better spark. So if you guys are having a hard time, and I'm actually just going to kind of clean a couple of those up for you kids. That way the metal's exposed and you'll know to hit the metal. So let me see some of this good old-fashioned monkey hair. So our monkey hair, if you guys don't have enough monkey hair, don't worry about it, because we've got these awesome little jute packages from Uberlabine too. And I'm going to show you how these basically work like bushcraft candles. These are really, really, really cool. But first I'm going to show you this monkey hair for those of you who would like to practice when you get home, for example. You know, you guys already have a ferro rod that you can practice on. Yeah. You parents, you know, you can order one from Uberlabine. They're $20-$30 or something like that. But yeah, this would last me like 2 lifetimes. You know what I mean? We get I put a lot of wear and tear on mine because I'm teaching kids how to start fire each and every day. But these last forever. So it's not like something you have to spend $30 a month on. It's like you're spending $30 for fires for the next 5 years. It's cheaper than using Bic lighters if you think about it like that. So I get my monkey hair, and if you guys ever make a video about this on the internet, make sure you tell everyone that it's not an actual bird's nest. I was in a fire videos like, yeah, you get your bird's nest and you strike. Like, why would you set bird's nest on fire? It's like, well, I'm not. The only way to make a fire isn't actually going out looking for bird's nest to set on fire. I'm making a bird's nest, meaning I'm taking my monkey hair and I'm kind of fold it up in a way to where I'm shaping it like a little bowl, like a little bird's nest. It doesn't have to be anything perfect whatsoever. The only reason I like to have it in kind of like a bowl shape is because monkey hair isn't enough. Monkey hair is like not enough to get your fire going, usually. It helps get that spark. It creates the initial fire. But I like to put those little shavings of fat wood, thank you. I was wanting to call this jute where it's the rope. I want to put a little bit of that fat wood in there. So some other ways that I can do the fat wood, and you guys can practice this on a piece too, because these aren't knives. This is just a piece of metal. I'm using this as a great example of how you can also use a knife, because I use the back of my knives for a lot of things. So imagine this is the back of my knife, not the sharp edge, but the back. So let me see your little monkey hair pile. What did I do with that? Oh, I set it on this side. Why don't you hold it right there with your hand just to make sure it doesn't fall. Now all I'm doing is I'm finding a little piece of flat edge like that, any kind of edge that's like exposed, and I'm gonna rub this back and forth. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky getting the smoothness off at first. And you see what I'm creating right there? If I didn't have any monkey hair at all, let's say it's raining so hard that even the driest of monkey hair is wet, I'll make my own monkey hair. That stuff is finer than monkey hair right there. So you guys saw how I was shaving it with the front of my knife, but I can actually use the back of my knife to get even more finer. So I put some of it in there like that, and I'm just showing you guys different ways. You don't have to do this and do the other shaving. I like to do a little bit of both, because like Forrest Gump said, like, I think it's like Lieutenant Dan and Mama said, it's a little bit of both. The adults get it. Kids are like, what is he talking about? Captain just teaches fire already. So this is something, I've got other pieces of fat wood in here. If you kids would like to practice doing this, you are more than welcome to practice this too while we practice our fire building skills. So I've got some of them like that. I don't mind her hand being there because this is not a knife.
Exactly.
It's not going to hurt her. Now that I'm ready to actually take some of that and put some more shavings in it, I'm not going to want you to hold it because why? We were just talking about if that should happen to slip. Where did I put my knife? There it is. See, and I'm not even going to put it on here because what if my knife slipped and I cap the end of my knee, right? I just put it on the ground. Get my knife out. I'm going to just put some thicker shavings on it now. Whoop. There you go. See, now I've just got some thicker shavings on it. And I'm changing the position of my blade too because I want to get it sharp, or I want it to get dull evenly. You know, I don't want to just use that part of my knife or that part of my knife and then one part's sharp and one part's dull. I want it to get dull evenly. So then when I strop it and make it sharp again, it's easier to get sharp. You know, and when you take care of your tools will take care of you. This knife can do anything, you know, as far as if I want to survive in life, all I need is a ferro rod and this knife. And even really just this knife because that's a ferro rod. So it's a very cool feeling though because I take care of this knife like I would take care of my wife or my children. You know, I respect this knife just as much as I respect my own grandson. I don't look old enough to be a grandpa, but I am. I adopted my daughter when she was 14. She's 25 now, my 5-year-old grandson, James. So now we've got this going. Now, let's go ahead and give us a little try here. I am just going to burn a little tiny piece of monkey hair to kind of show you how this works, because I don't want to burn your little bird's nest. You worked so hard on that. And then I've also got jute rope for anyone that didn't collect any monkey hair. We don't have to have the monkey hair today, but I've got my monkey hair right here. Now I can either do one of two motions. I can always take my ferro rod, and I think, was this yours, wasn't it? Is this in yours? Are you holding yours? Okay, cool. I didn't want to mix that up because I figured some of mine are pretty banged up. Didn't want you to leave home with a half of one. So I can do one of two motions. I can strike down like this, and I can also pull up. So what I mean strike down is I'm moving the striker down, or I can keep the striker still and pull up on the ferro rod like this. To me, I get a better aim by pulling up. But let's say I've got something that small that's on the ground, I might be better off at just sticking it right on it like this and driving down. See how that wasn't wanting to go up, so maybe I'll try it by poking up my old way. We got a little bit. See, this is why I like that. It's pretty wet. This is why I like to add that fat wood as well. Because when our monkey hair gets a little bit humid, or like look at me for example, guys. You can tell it's a little bit humid out. I'm starting to turn into a rain cloud here. Feels pretty good though, because when a human sweats, it's kind of like a cooling system, right?